All right, if you just got your sander, a couple of things you need to know here. Power, I run mine in through the top, connects into the breaker in here, connects right up here. Now if you have 3-phase, you obviously have 3 wires there, so this is 220 volt single phase. Next thing you need to know is where the power, or where the air comes in. So down here, this is your air input. So I just basically got a little line with a male connector for your standard air hose. Comes in, and you also got this little blower you could blow your parts off as you're sanding. So then what you want to do is turn this on, so this will be off. I'm going to flip this on, switch on, make sure your emergency is popped out. Come to your screen, make sure your emergency is popped out on this, and turn your start button, hit a power on. So when this first starts up, it's going to come up with a couple faults, and this is going to be red and not blue. So what you have to do is click right here on this button. It's going to take you to your main screen. You want to click this, reset faults, and that's going to clear your faults. If you have faults, it'll be underneath this. You have some red messages here, basically alarms. To get rid of those, when you first start it up, you're going to go to here and hit reset, and then this will turn from red to blue. So on your screen here, a few things. This is your belt speed for your sanding belt. So this one here, I keep mine around 50. So this is going to turn it on and off. Hit that on. Your belt's going to start spinning up. You can turn your light on right here inside there. Turn that back off. So that's your sanding belt and speed for that. And this is your conveyor belt. This, how fast your parts are going to be moving through. So you turn that on, it's going to ramp up, and then you can adjust your speed. So I keep mine around 5. Obviously the faster you go, the less it's going to sand. So the slower you go, the more it's going to sand, less passes you got to run, basically run through, less passes. And then over here, you got your height. So this is the thickness of your material. So you could click on this. Second one here, let's just say 3/16, 0.187. And then hit positioning, and that's currently what it's set to. That's what I want it to be set at. Once you click that, change that, you're going to hit positioning. And it's just going to adjust to that setting. So now I brought my bed up a little higher. So if you get, let's just say you run it up too high. Let's run this up too high. Your material's, very thin material, and you hit a limit switch. Let's just say you got 0.060. Hit position. It's going to go up, but it may not go that low. So we just hit platform limit reached. So we got a fault now. So to get rid of that fault, go back to your main screen. If you try clearing this, it doesn't do nothing because you're still on that switch. So go back here and hold down, and your bed moves down. You see it there moving down real slow. Now reset your fault. Now it's cleared off. So that's the basics to it. So let's just say you're trying to get down, wait a minute for this train. So let's just say you're trying to get down to a real thin material, but it won't let you. Say 14 gauge. You run this down to 14 gauge, and then you run it through and it still won't let you, it's not sanding all the way. You can adjust your limit switches back here. The only thing you got to be careful about is you don't want your sanding belt to be actually sanding on this rubber mat. So you got to be careful. You can see that gap between there. Still got plenty of room, you can see. So if you want to go down further, these are your limit switches. These are adjusted up and down to allow you to get thinner material closer to your belt. So this is the adjustment for how thin a material can go, and this is your limit, which you don't really want to mess with that one, for how thick you can go. You'll have plenty of thickness, but you may have to adjust this bolt right here to get it thinner. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put 3/16 in here. I'm gonna kick my belt on. I'm gonna hit positioning so it adjusts to that. I'm gonna just run this piece through that I've already sanded. If you run this through and it doesn't sand hard enough, you can bump this number down a little bit to get it to sand harder. You got to be careful because this can shoot out. If it's a small part, it can shoot a small part out. So you don't want to be standing right in front of it. So let's just say if I wanted to sand that a little bit harder, you can bump this down to 0.180. Hit position. Now you can run it through again. You also have an emergency button back here too, so make sure that one's tripped out. And that's the basics to using it, getting it set up and using it. If you have any questions other than that, just give me a shout. I'd be glad to help you.